Hey, what's going on, Weavers? Tim here again, and in today's video we will be learning about just how much paracord is needed to tie a monkey's fist. So there are many varying sizes of monkey's fists that you can make, and hopefully by the end of this video you'll have a better understanding of just how much paracord you'll need for the different size monkey's fists. This video idea came to me when I was playing around with this monkey's fist jig I have here from Jig Pro Shop, and the wooden base of this jig has this useful information etched onto it with the size of the core, amount of passes, and amount of cord needed to tie those various sized monkey's fists. Feel free to pause and screenshot here for the info, but I'll actually have a PDF file linked in the description box down below with all of the information in a chart in both metric and imperial. So I decided to do a little experiment of my own to try these measurements out to see how accurate they are. What the information didn't indicate was that this amount of cord is for a tightened and cinched up monkey's fist, which I should have realized, but I wasn't completely sure, so I tested it to figure out just how much cord is actually needed to tie those different sizes. So what I did was I started out with the recommended length on the chart, and I would then graft on additional paracord so that I could complete tying the monkey's fist. The obvious reason being that you require extra slack in the cord to be able to tie the knot. For these testing purposes, I used my monkey's fist speedy jig for all examples except for the 3-pass monkey's fist that I just did with my hands, as it's a small monkey's fist. Also, the sizes I tested are the most common sizes that I use for my various projects. So here are my results. For the 5/8 inch marble or 3-pass monkey's fist, I needed 42 inches of paracord out of the actual 20 inches used for the final knot. For the 1 inch 5-pass monkey's fist, I needed 5 feet of paracord out of the 4 feet and 4 inches used for the final knot. For the 1.5 inch 8-pass monkey's fist, I needed 11 feet 9 inches of paracord out of the 9 feet 6 inches used for the final knot. Lastly, for the 2¼ inch pool ball, which was 11 passes, I needed 23 feet out of 22 feet used for the final knot. Now, all of these amounts are approximations, and they are with minimal amounts of wastage at the end, meaning the ends sticking out were less than a couple of inches. So, what does this all mean? Well, I thought at the end of my experiment I'd be able to tell you an exact formula or paracord ratio for you to use to figure out exactly how much cord you would need, but based on my results and my absolutely atrocious math skills, the extra amount of cord needed can vary from 15%, 25%, or double the amount of extra cord needed to compensate for the slack. The only real trend I noticed is that as the size of the monkey's fist core increased, the amount of cord needed to tie the knot versus the amount actually used after tightening got closer to 1-to-1, as you'll notice in my results. So I'll even link a blog post by Paracord Planet down in the description box below, and their advice is that you'll need anywhere from up to twice the amount of cord needed based on these measurements. So all I will say is use these amounts as a simple guideline and starting point, as a lot of things can change the results, like tying technique and the manufacturer of the cord. Of course, you'll also have to factor in the rest of the cord you'll need for the remaining parts of your project. So there you have it. I hope this video has given you a better idea of how much cord you'll need for your monkey's fists. I wish my findings could have been a bit more concrete, but I think the chart info itself is a good starting point. I would recommend you do keep your own records of how much cord you use for your own monkey's fists, so that you can always base future projects off your own experience. At least that's what I tend to do. I also sincerely hope that this video has helped some of you in your monkey's fist projects. That being said, a huge thank you to all my Patreon supporters. If you want access to exclusive tutorials as well as our Discord server, feel free to check out my Patreon page, link in the video cards as well as down below. You can also support this channel by liking the video and commenting. Also, feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. If you enjoyed what I did in this video, feel free to check out what I have to offer on the rest of my channel.